The scenes at Bad Radio. Getting ready to start everything off, so stay right there and check it out. It's behind the scenes and in your face radio coming up right now.
You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
You are now listening to Bad Radio.
Hello and welcome to Bad Radio. Bad stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios for a full 2 hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm your host, Angela Smarito, and in studio with me we have our producer, Miss Melissa Fox.
What's up?
Looking beautiful as always. I love her hair.
Thank you.
I'm going to steal it at some point. Up next we have another Melissa Jacob with Striking Brand.
Hello.
She is.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I know, right? It's actually at 11, so
Getting there. It's close enough.
It's brunch time.
Yeah, we're past breakfast.
Melissa is our co-host and our videographer. She has been doing our Bad Radio videos for over a year now. If you go to badradio.com, you can watch previous episodes. You can actually listen and watch the previous episodes. But you can also find the rest of Melissa's work at strikingbrand.com. So she does photos and videos. And so last week we had a pretty heavy show. I'm not gonna lie, it was
super heavy.
Yeah, I think that I went home and I just was I had a whole new appreciation for how difficult negotiating broadcasting can be.
Oh, come on. You know what? Even my boss, who's program director of several radio stations, was like, you know what? They actually sound pretty damn good.
Really? You're just saying that.
I am not. He said it 20 minutes before you got here.
Really?
She put her hand up. She
True
swears.
story.
True.
True story.
All right, just made my whole day.
Scouts on.
Well, anyway, so it was serious. So we're switching gears a little bit, and
Yes.
I am so excited to have two wonderful women in studio with us today. Please join me in welcoming Barbara Hartley, Executive Director of the Downtown Arts District.
Hello. Thank you for having us today.
Oh,
We're excited to be here.
Very excited, but I want to talk to you a little bit more of it. You have a little bit of history with some radio, from what I understand.
I do. I was in radio for 5 years.
Wow.
Okay.
So
I
I
did
did
not know this.
Advertising sales.
So you and I have a lot in common then.
Yes. Yes.
And next to her, I want everybody to meet wonderful Ashleigh Mausser, a professional henna artist and fashion designer.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Oh, that's the
did it
softest.
right.
That is the softest I've ever heard her talk.
I know. Why are you holding back, sister?
Oh, there were rules when we started.
It's just don't cut.
Too many rules. It's going ASMR on us.
Oh, I know. Well, sometimes
to
people get a
behave.
little nervous. I get it. But this portion of Bad Radio is brought to you by Frogger's Bar and Grill. Hop in with food and fun. If you're looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones, you have to go to Frogger's. They have 4 locations, tons of TVs, and the best food that you could imagine. Everything is fresh, never frozen. You got to check out their menu at froggers.com with locations in Mount Dora, Oviedo, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. I have a quick story I want to tell about Froggers. But first, we have the networking news coming up.
Okay, and then we're jumping back to Froggers. Got it? Okay.
I'll bring Froggers up in a little bit.
Got you. Okay, networking news. The networking news is brought to you by Live Your Best Life. Live Your Best Life is an independent advocate for Green Compass USDA certified organic hemp products. They offer a complete range of products, including health wellness, targeting health, personal care, performance, even products for our furry friends. To get more information on these products or becoming a consultant, call our friend Terry at 407-616-3145, and she will lead you in the right direction every time.
We had Terry call in the show the other day, and she's just a wonderful person.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate her so much. I actually referred my daughter. So my daughter, Anna, is talking about becoming an advocate for Green Compass.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is a fantastic. If you think about it, Anna's 18, and she's starting. If she gets in with this at this age, she's going to be killing it.
Right.
So for the networking news today, we have our friend Alvin on the line. And Alvin is the guy behind the scenes that helps influencers turn their followers into funds through email marketing. Hello, Alvin.
Hello, Angie. It's good talking to you. How's it going?
It's going good. I think that he was a little shocked when I asked him to call into the show today. So let's hear your side. We've never actually met in person. We've met via Zoom, but how did we get connected, Alvin?
Through Bad Radio, your Facebook group. I just happened to was just searching around for good businesses to collaborate with, and yours just happened to pop up. And ever since then, I've been a big fan of the group and been following you for a while. So that's really how I started.
Right. So he found Business at a Distance, which is my networking group that we started during the COVID period.
COVID era.
The COVID era, I guess that we're referring to it now. And at first, Alvin started posting in there, and I think a lot of the business people were like, who? What is all this all about? So, but the more you read it, the more, I mean, I kind of took you as a copywriter. Is that kind of what you're doing, Alvin?
Yes. Copywriting and email marketing is definitely are my superpowers, and I like sharing some information as you see in your group, and it helps some people out, it seems like, and I guess that's why I'm here.
Yes. No, it's entertaining.
Yes, and super helpful. That's the thing that a lot of business owners don't want to do. So
Right.
you can see how valuable that would be.
And how did you get into this line of work?
Well, it hit me early. In my former life, I was a personal trainer. And while I love getting results for clients, it was the business, the marketing side, getting sponsorships that really was the metric that mattered. And so I just kind of fell in love with it, realizing that, you know what, I mean, you could, without people coming through the doors, you don't have any clients. And so understanding that, and also my natural ability, if you will, for storytelling, I just kind of, fell in love with that and started helping some people. And now this is what I'm doing.
Right. So tell us a little bit about some of your clients.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have to. You can name drop. I'm down with that. But yeah, like I said, I'm very curious, like what a day like in the day of Alvin looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, like right now we're working with a company called Branch International Film Festival. The International Film Festival where a lot of filmmakers and producers in the Christian industry that are putting on this huge festival. And this is where they it's almost like their red carpet, if you will. And so the owner of that platform is called Deborah Watson, and there's some other people as well. But it's just really helping people understand that, even though you have all this thing going on, and you have a platform, people learning more about you, what happens when you don't have that platform anymore? And so people, when they start realizing that, oh my gosh, I don't own any of my followers, I don't own any of the traffic, and especially when I explain that to them, they're like, oh, okay, wait a minute. So, what do you mean? Help me out.
So do you mean like, okay, so I'm an Instagram influencer, and then you're basically saying that those aren't mine, those are Instagrams? Like if Instagram were to go away tomorrow, all of a sudden, poof, you're gone. Right. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean, it really starts off with a strategy session, just with a mission and purpose to get them to understand that, hey, you don't own this traffic, you don't own the platform. And in order for them to understand it, I have to create vision in their mind. And so, like, I would ask them, for example, on a scale of 1 through 10, how much influence do you have outside of social media? And when they start thinking about it, like realizing, oh, well, my whole life is on social media.
Yeah, right?
Does Google count?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
you advise them on like how to bring them business through email. Then is that what you're saying? Is that you teach them how to develop business without social media?
Correct. And so many times they have something that their audience wants to know more about. For example, someone in the health industry, they may, let's just say an influencer on Instagram who is really well known for keto diets and good recipes and whatnot. Yeah. And I explained to them, hey, do you have some kind of report, a lead magnet, something that you can get these individuals clicking onto so that they want more of it? For example, let's just say that you're the keto person, right? Well, I would tell them, hey, let's create a report or some kind of PDF where you could explain to them there are 10 keto dessert recipes that won't taste dry, because you understand that your market wants to eat keto, but some of the food just looks like cardboard.
Right.
So, that's what we do. We figure out a league magnet for their audience. And once they figure that out, the strongest league magnet, then they start promoting that. And then that's what allows their followers to kind of, they build their own list outside of social media.
That's awesome. So that music means that we're coming to break. Alvin, thank you so much for calling in. When we post the show, I'm going to get all your contact information and put it in with the post. So everybody stay tuned, because when we get back, we're going to talk about henna and headdresses.
You're listening to Bad Radio.
Is Alvin still there? Hey, Alvin, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, so we'll like I said, when we post the show, we'll put your contact information in there. It's just that we are running out of time, and ladies, that's the same thing for you. Is like when you start to hear that music, that means we're going to break in 30 seconds.
Okay.
So, Alvin, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Have fun.
Did a good job, Alvin. We'll talk to you another time. See you.
So, Melissa, is this camera on?
Yeah, you need. What happened? It needs to go.
Her screen is on a screensaver.
Oh.
How is your screen on screensaver?
I don't know.
It doesn't have a screen.
Now it's not. It was like on a Windows
Because we're not in the right room.
thing.
Why did you do that?
No, it's not on.
I'm watching you. I'm
Yeah, it
looking
just
right
has
at
a
you.
Windows logo on it.
It must be. Is it on the other screen?
No.
Well, it's still on, but you need to turn the monitor a little bit towards you.
Like this?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Perfecto.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Let me take a drink.
Yep. Refreshments if necessary. Sag one. What the? I know I just changed that.
So I have a live read, and then I'm going to reintroduce you guys, okay? And I'm going to do that all the time now, Melissa Fox, because I thought about it, and I'm learning.
And I was right that you should reintroduce your guests at each segment.
About it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Let me tell you what. If you want me to help, I will guide. If
Always.
you don't, tell me and I won't. I'll let it train wreck all day.
I'll let it run right off the road.
Yep.
No, I like I said, I appreciate the advice, because it's only going to make the show better.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Unlike 5 years in selling, I have had 30-some years, well, since 1981, really, on the radio.
I can tell. Your
good
voice
voice.
is amazing.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I've got nice hair and a nice voice.
Yes.
Have you seen my eyes?
Fantastic.
I'm a dork.
Love it.
Okay, why everything changed back? I don't know. Segment dos. Here we go. Stand by, everybody. And if you're watching on social media, yeah, this is what happens behind the scenes during a radio show. Okay, thanks. Operator is an idiot.
I'm like, okay.
User error.
Bueller?
I got this.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And we are back. This portion of Bad Radio is brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore. Cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Premier Couple Superstore has everything from sexy bedroom outfits, toys, games, love oils, and everything in between. Premier Couple Superstore, because couples that play together stay together. All right, I'm going to reintroduce who we have in the house today. So please welcome again the Executive Director of the Downtown Arts District, Barbara Hartley. Hartley,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you again for having me.
Yes. And next to her, we have Ashleigh Mausser.
Hi.
I didn't even have to look for that one.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Professional.
So we're going to kind of do this as a combo thing today, because what I was telling you before is like I kind of break it up a little bit. So like we feature one, feature other, but you guys kind of play hand in hand, and we're going to talk about how that works. But first, Barbara, tell me exactly what it is that tell me a little bit about the art.
Downtown Arts
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Downtown Arts District was formed in 2000.
Okay.
And it was formed for the purpose of bringing art into downtown and activating areas. So, placemaking. I don't know if you remember the Liz Art program. back
Oh,
in the
yes.
day. Yeah, so that was kind of the foundation of our organization in partnership with the city. And then we became our own not-for-profit entity And I love that you're having us on a business program and that you're considering not-for-profit as a business because they are, and they bring a lot of economic development to Central Florida. So right now we're actually in the midst of an annual campaign with United Arts of Central Florida. It's called the Collaborative Campaign, and all of our arts organizations are raising funds together. So you can go to United Arts and find out about the various organizations and support the variety of organizations that you maybe frequent or that you want to see grow, from performances to art to, spoken word and all kinds of young art, emerging artists.
That's really good. Okay, so I was going to ask you. So it's a nonprofit.
Yes.
So you have like a board of directors, a committee, and then you put on events. Is that really what we're talking about? Events and special occasions. Like I said, I'm really curious to how it all works.
Yeah.
And also like what we can do to help you guys grow because my husband's an artist and my daughter is an artist, and he works as a graphic designer, but he's an illustrator by heart. And then Anna, my daughter, is like she does wall murals and all sorts of stuff.
That's great. So
Harry Potter.
We have a lot of artists that are emerging artists that are also part-time artists, and of course, Central Florida has a lot of industry that's creative industries. Like all our theme parks, and so while they work at day in the theme parks, they want an outlet to be able to create things that they want to create. That's different from their day-to-day job. So our mission is to grow the arts in downtown. And we do all kinds of events programming. We also manage and operate City Arts, which is a gallery in the oldest building in downtown, known as the Rogers Keeney Building.
I want to go to it.
Yes, you should definitely. It's Victorian. It's Queen Anne style. So it's really one of its kind. If you've gone to Mathers, you look across the street and you'll see this beautiful green building. So it's also known as the Green Building.
Is it on East 50?
It's actually on. It's right in the heart of Central Florida, or downtown on Magnolia and Pine Street.
Okay.
So so you have all these big buildings around, and this beautiful Queen Anne next to the Harp and Celt.
I'll get Google to tell me where that is.
It's easy. We get a lot of tourists that come through, so they get to see our local creative, and a lot of times they'll purchase the art and take it home and have a nice memory of Central Florida, and maybe follow some of our local artists as well.
So the local artists can put their art in there and it gets sold?
Yes.
That's so
that's the business part.
Nice.
But yes, okay. This is very, very.
So you do have different themes that come through, like how museums have different themes that'll come.
Yes. So we have 5 galleries upstairs and 2 downstairs. One is actually in the cafe. So we just opened a cafe in partnership with Javatino, which is a local roaster. They're the only organic roaster in Central Florida.
Roaster
certified.
as in coffee?
Coffee roaster.
Okay.
Yes. What other roasters are there?
I have no idea. There's like a roasters
roasting.
committee for talking, right?
Yes.
No, that's different. That's a roast.
Yeah,
roast.
You can get
Or
roasted.
roasted chicken.
Oh, maybe it's Toastmasters. I'm thinking.
Thinking of toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely Toastmasters.
I have never gone. You can tell.
I have. It was quite an experience, and I wouldn't be speaking on the radio right now if I hadn't. So I would recommend it to anyone who's
Nice.
intimidated by public speaking. So back to what were we talking about?
We were just talking about going through the museums and the gallery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the gallery is a community gallery, which means we're not representing artists on a regular basis. We want to give as much opportunity to local artists. So we change out all of the artwork in all 7 spaces in the City Arts space monthly.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah, so every month on the 3rd Thursday, you can come out free of charge. So it's also, accessible to everyone, and not everyone's used to going into galleries or museums. So it is, an experience that anyone can have and have a fun date night or what have you. We're open Tuesdays through Sundays, again, free of charge. And the opening nights are 6 to 9 p.m.
Field trip.
Yes.
Yay,
I know.
love
I
that.
want to do a field trip.
Let's do it.
We're gonna
All right.
go.
Let's
We're gonna
go
go
now.
to. We're gonna go to Premier Couple Superstore first, and we're gonna go.
Oh, that's going to be a fun day.
I recommend doing it in the reverse order.
I like her. She's onto something.
Yes, so this coming month is the day before St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
So our opening will be on the 16th. And we're working with the Asian Cultural Association on a spice exhibit. They currently have one where they've invited young artists to showcase their works, and everything's for sale, and the artists get 70%. So we actually have 2 audiences, of course, the buyers and collectors, as well as the artists that we engage and try to help grow and showcase and sell their work.
So how do the artists get in touch with you? Like, and how do you choose whose work goes into the galleries?
Yeah, that's it's changed. It's evolved over time where we work with the artists on helping them to get their first start, and some are more established, so they might have enough, background and material to do a full show versus one piece, just to dip their toes in the water. So there's different ways to get involved. Kat Quatz is our gallery manager, and we're also on social media, so you can follow us on social media. But the artists can either do a open call, so they can send their work in and submit a piece to be part of a show. So one show that would be that's been pretty popular over the years, over 13 years now, is Dia de los Muertos, a monster party. So we do a street party and an opening with a Dia theme on one floor and monsters on the other.
What's
Angela.
a Dia? You're going to have to help me with that first word. A Dia?
Dia de los Muertos is Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
okay.
let's do that.
Fun.
You know those skull masks that you
Yes.
see? It's all that kind of representation.
Oh, I love it.
Beautiful stuff.
Yes, and we've started working in the last several years. It started organically with a couple that wanted to get married in a Dia de los Muertos theme. So they invited their friends to dress up. It was an open call to artists, and then they did a procession and renewed their wedding vows.
Nice.
And since then, we've started working with Casa de Mexico and the Mexican Consulate. So last year we did another procession, and we're looking forward to growing it with our authentic partners.
Wow, that's impressive.
We have about 2 minutes left right now. So that is fascinating, and I want to learn all about that because we definitely want to come out. What about some events?
So we have an event coming up. It's a fundraiser, but it's also a fun event. It's called La Mascara. That's been going on for several years as well. And because we have this new building that we moved to 3 years ago in 2019, we're able to host it in our gallery. So we have an anonymous donor that's donated $15,000 in prizes for artists.
Thank you, anonymous donor.
Yeah,
I
thank
know.
you.
So all of the artwork is going to be themed Alice in Wonderland.
Love it. Love
I know. Gosh, we need to get our calendars out.
Yes,
There's also
definitely.
a call to artists for that show
Certainly.
that you can submit your work, and all of the call for artists you can find on the City Arts Facebook page or the Instagram.
Website. And downtownartsdistrict.com is the website. So all artists, and we're even inviting artists from out of the state to enter their works. And then the winners get these big prizes. The biggest prize is $10,000, and then it goes down from there.
So
but it is
that's
super
funny.
fun.
That's just all collected through donations and whatnot, right?
There's an application fee, and then then they can submit their piece and showcase it, and they can sell it potentially during the show. So the show opens on April 20th, and that again is 6 to 9 on a third Thursday. And then on the 29th, that same month, we're going to have our themed La Mascara in Alice in Wonderland theme. So everyone's invited to dress up, and then each room will be themed in different backgrounds from the story, from the book.
Oh, awesome. That sounds amazing.
You want to do the Alice in Wonderland one?
Yes.
Okay, fun. All right, you guys, we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we're going to continue this conversation, so stay put.
You're listening to Bad Radio, BAAD radio.com. That stands for Business at a Distance.
She's so cool.
I love the name. I do.
The bad part came organically. I didn't create bad. The people inside the group started calling it bad, and it just sort of stuck. So
It's perfect.
Bad.
Business at a distance was Maggie Melville. She works here. She worked with me at JVC and NCG, and she's so good at naming things. And I was like, I want to have something that, something at a distance, or because everything when COVID first hit was at a distance, and so we came up with a couple different variations, and business at a distance is the one that stuck. My husband made me a graphic for the group, and
It was blessed.
the rest is history.
Nothing. I'm just sitting here. I'm sorry. I want to ask a favor of the two guests. Instead of looking at who you're speaking to, look at the microphone and talk into the microphone, okay? Because when you turn your head, I don't hear you as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I had you
Were-
all the way open
Okay.
so that we could hear you.
Sorry about that.
So no, it's okay. And again, you can have it about this close to your face. You see where I'm at here, guys?
Like
Pretty
that?
close, about 2 inches. Perfect.
Like I'm gonna kiss it.
If you're or whatever, lick it.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if it's too loud in your ears and you think your voice sounds too loud, turn your headphones down a little bit. If you just follow the wire right to that little black box and there's a little arrow with a blue dash on it, you can turn it down a little bit. That way, if you think you're talking loud, it's probably just because your headphones are too loud.
That's right. Sorry, I did.
No.
I could hear myself, and I sounded good.
Yeah. Good. Well, that's my job, to make you sound good. All right, so let's see. We're going into segment number 3 in hour number 2. Stand by, please. Push everything in where it belongs first.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
Thank you for staying put. This portion of Bad Radio is brought to you by Impact Electric of Orlando, who focuses on residential and commercial electrical work. When talking about quality of work, Impact Electric is one of the best. I use it at home, and I recommend Zach and his team to everybody, and you can reach them at 407-747-0874 because everybody needs a good electrician. You just need one. I can't even tell you how many times I am like, okay, Zach, and then just keeps on going. But Zach was one of the first people to come on board as a sponsor of Bad Radio. So I always owe him a lot because we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the sponsors. But welcome back. We are talking with Barbara Hartley, Executive Director of the Downtown Arts District, as well as Ashleigh Mausser, a professional henna artist and fashion designer. So we were talking about some events. So tell me a little bit about how you guys met, because I could Ashleigh and I met through my friend Susie, who got me henna for my birthday 2 years in a row. So it's almost like a tradition now.
Oh, it is a tradition now. I love it. And actually, I think that's how Barbara and I met, through henna. So I started doing
It was henna
gigs.
and our events. So
Yep.
we invited Ashleigh to be part of one of our events. And I believe it was Art After Dark was one of the first ones. So it's where people could come in and enjoy the art, but also have an experience that is maybe a little different than just going to a gallery. So there's food, there's sampling of drinks, and a lot of fun interactive things to do while you're there. And henna was one of the things that people could enjoy and experience.
How did you get into henna?
Henna is just another medium for an artist to use, I feel.
Yeah.
So I've always drawn, I've always painted, and it's just a lot of practice. And I fell in love with it. It's such a cool, beautiful thing. It's all natural. The henna plant has been on Earth for 5,000 years. It's just, the designs are feminine and pretty, the traditional Mendi designs.
The first time my first interaction with henna was at, it wasn't the best. So meeting you was really nice. It was at
me.
It was the Central Florida Fair. You know, the Central Florida Fair, the one that's on West 50.
Yes. How old were you when this happened?
I don't know.
Like a kid?
No, I was more grown up. But I mean, you guys have ever been to Central Florida Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, a lot of the it's.
Is it a hodgepodge? What's going on?
I just try to put it. It's a very unique collaboration of people and personalities and carnival folks, and I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to say it nicely. The stuff that I've gotten from you is just beautiful. So I'm going to go back to, how often do you guys have events at?
So we have the opening events every month.
So
And
once
then
a month, people can come.
Once a month. And then we also have a music event with Timucua Arts Foundation called the In Between Series.
That's a golf place, right, Timucuan?
No. It is, but it isn't.
It's a place with the
actually-
arts and music and stuff.
Yes, it's
Love
arts.
it.
It's arts out of what's known as the White House near in downtown. And so Benoit Glazer started this organization. He invited people to his home and built out a whole auditorium to have music events. And they continue to do that and have grown the organization. But on the In Between series, they bring in musicians that are sometimes more experimental. So like last month we had a little baby tiny piano and gongs and percussionists, and the artists just kind of work together to come up with interesting sounds and play off of each other.
What do you do to promote these? My mind always goes straight to promotions.
Yes.
So
we have been doing mostly social media and word of mouth. We normally get about 40 to 50 people out to the In-Between series, and Third Thursdays become pretty well known. But of course, as Orlando grows, there's still always people that may not have come down or don't know about it. So,
well, like you said, I've lived in Orlando a long time, but I do follow Mel Taylor, and so I know, like I know she's very involved with a lot of that stuff. And I remember, like I mentioned before, is like at Earth Day birthdays, she had a section set off for you guys. Is that correct?
Yes, and she would allow us to bring in various artists who wanted to have a booth that were involved with the Downtown Arts District and City Arts. So a lot of them sold their works and got to meet new collectors at the festival. But she has also been doing for several years the Mel's Bad Girl Club show. So she does Sensory Overload. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No,
I'm intrigued though.
Yes, and it's all female artists that are invited to submit through her organization, her not-for-profit. And the reason it's called Sensory Overload is I think at one time they actually had art on the ceilings. It was everywhere. Just a lot of art.
I need to call
together
Mel
for sale.
I need,
yes.
I need to have her come in here. I think that, like, out of her 4 boys and a complete and total radio career, she needs to have some time to come in here and talk to us as well. So,
and her
You
children,
want me to set that up for you?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll text her.
Full service.
Yeah, she served on our board as well. She just took a little break because she just had her fourth child.
Her 4th boy.
Wow.
4 boys.
Boy, Hartley.
That's an experience.
Oh, really?
Hartley.
Like your last name?
Yeah, so they all have artistic meaning. So,
Well, I know she has Mozart.
yes.
Oh, I'm drawing a blank on the other 2 right now. Anyway, so okay, so once a month people can come, and then do you set up for all of them or just some of them?
I do some of the special events, but I am there at City Arts working and helping the gallery out on Third Thursdays. We have so much fun. I encourage everyone to just come out and check it out, and you will have a good time. And also, so encouraging, like for your daughter, to check out the artist submissions, and you can submit your work, and it is possible to display your artwork in Orlando. There's much opportunities to do that, and if you love it in your heart and you're doing it at home and you've never thought you could display it, there is opportunity. So just follow City Arts, Downtown Arts District, Orlando.
Well, I'm going to introduce my daughter and her friend group. Because they all are artistic. They're so much different than the way I was when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
They hang out at kava bars and they talk about, important things, and I'm like, why aren't you out drinking? I'm not going to say anything about it, but when I was 18 years old, I was like up to no good.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, and my daughter will sit and watch like voting on bills, and I'm like, what is happening? I feel like the child. I'm like,
There's so much more advanced. How old is your daughter? 18?
18. She's actually a kava tender, and they have a big chalkboard up at. She works at Kava Culture in Winter Springs. And it's a chalkboard the size of the wall, and people just draw on there, and they're just so. Some of it, Anna, like her art is beautiful, but they have like an art night, like a paint and sip or something like that. But there's the whole group of young adults that I don't really know. I know that Anna and her friend group doesn't know about this. And now that they're going to find out, you're probably going to see a pop in attendance from that group, because, of course, she's going to tell somebody, and then they're going to tell somebody, and then they're going to tell somebody, and then they'll probably organize a group to go.
That would be great.
And that's why we're here talking about it.
Yeah.
We want people. A lot of people don't know about the Downtown Arts District, so we're trying to get the word out to everyone.
Yeah. And that's exactly it.
Is there a big age span of like the artists and people that are usually coming, or is it usually like one?
It's very diverse, always.
Okay, that's awesome.
So there's a big variety of age spans and also backgrounds. So BIPOC artists and patrons, and it really is for everyone. And art brings people together in conversation and backgrounds, just like music does. So it also just I think gives people kind of a reason to have a conversation sometimes.
Come together, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also like to add the art is affordable as well. If you
Okay.
don't think like original artwork isn't affordable, it is, and it makes you feel, and it's nice looking at.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No. Like I said, I'm absolutely going to talk to Anna about it. And so, what are we today? We're the first Thursday, so she has about 2 weeks before the third Thursday to kind of get it all organized. And so you said there's no cover, right?
There's no fee.
No fee.
No. Only if you want to submit your art, there's like a $10 per piece fee.
Oh, that's
for
nothing.
application.
Yeah. And then from what time to what time?
6 to 9 is the opening.
9. All right. Well, like I said, I'm gonna help organize it to where, like I said, if she can get a group of her friends to come out, and we're gonna go to break in just a second. But what is the theme for this Thursday coming up?
So there's multiple themes. We're working with OUC on a H2 show upstairs. So it's all about the environment and nature, and then they work with high schools on a watercolor project. So they actually have rain barrels that have been painted by the high school artists. We also have a young artist program and a gallery dedicated to high school and college students.
That is absolutely fascinating. I had
And I
no
love
idea.
it.
All right, like I said, we still have plenty time on the show, so stay tuned, and we will be right back.
I know I didn't say anything because she
Was
did
I
it.
doing better?
Yeah, a little better.
Okay,
Yeah,
a little better.
You got to be closer to the mic.
I need to be closer.
Hello.
Yeah, you can move the mic closer
It's
to
hard
you.
not to look at me because I look
I
at you,
know.
and I
know.
realize that I've got my head turned, so I have a little bit of a frog in my throat.
Same.
Ribbit.
Roggers.
Rogers in your throat.
You're going to talk about Froggers, Ian, on the next.
Actually, you know what? When we get back, I'm going to tell that story.
Testing 1,
It's a
2,
happy
3.
story.
Yeah.
Moving it.
So
This is good. This is good
we
here.
are at,
Good.
So
Good here.
we're coming on to segment 4. Right. Got it.
You're great. She has a good voice, doesn't she?
I feel like I'm doing awful.
Oh my gosh. No, you're not.
Not at all.
So, you're
Tripping
not.
over things. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's because you have too many notes.
Yeah.
2 notes.
You got like 2 things.
I love it.
Aren't they silly? Social media land.
Silly Billies.
They are so
Are
silly.
they saying something funny?
No. Stand by. Here we go.
Welcome back to Bad Radio, brought to you by Premier Couple Superstore, because a couple that plays together stays together.
And we are back, and this portion of Bad Radio is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. Are your roots in need of a touch-up? Well, not your hair, but what about your grass? At Ground Up Property Services, we can make sure that your grass roots are doing well underground and give that lawn a just stepped out of the salon look on the top of the ground with our new lawn painting service. Check out this look and then give us a call at 407. Oh, wait, actually, not give us a call. You got to email us or get to us online at groundupinc.net. So, actually, okay, I've got it backwards now. I do have a phone number, so can I redo that whole live? I'm just kidding.
Just hold on. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
I'm not going to redo the whole thing. But Ground Up Property Services, 407-468-4295. You know what it is? It's like my page break on my notes is that it got me all messed up here.
Oh.
Come on. We know you're perfect, Angela.
Not even. But we are actually in studio right now with Barbara Hartley, Executive Director of Downtown Arts District, as well as Ashleigh Mausser, professional henna artist and fashion designer. And before we jump back in with them, I wanted to circle back to a story that I mentioned at the beginning of the show. And it was in regard to Froggers. So I had my BNI meeting this morning, and that's a big networking group that I'm in. And one of our guests, our previous guest, a gentleman named John Kennedy with Forge IT Consultant, was on, and he was doing his 60 seconds. And that's where you get up and tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what's a good referral. And one of the things they asked us today is, where did you get your last referral from? And so he got up and he was like, I got my last referral from Angela. And I was like, ooh, I did. I don't remember that. Turns out I connected John with Mike from Froggers. And so John...
When they were on the show together?
Yes. And so, but I mean, for John, this is a big account now. And so it's just, it was a good story because John decided to sponsor the show. He came on the show, and from the get-go, he got connected with somebody that is going to be like a long-term business partner with him. And having Froggers Bar and Grill all locations is a really good deal for him. He's very happy about it. So that was
awesome.
I know that was like my little feel good story. So whenever I see people connect through the radio show or through the Facebook, that to me is better than money. I mean, and I'm serious when I say that. When I see people helping other people, or if I say somebody posts in Business at a Distance, I'm in need of an electrician, and then I see 35 comments on there and supporting the other businesses. I mean, like, that's my gold.
It's called instant gratification.
I like instant gratification, and I swear that to me it is better than money.
Yeah, helping connect people, and that feels good.
It does feel good, and I saw, like, I can pull up the analytics on the group, and I can see what activity is on different posts. And it's like that one, the one I just mentioned, because it was electrician. That one had like so much activity. Me posting this being on the show in here had the second most, and then the third one was a testimonial that somebody did for another person. And it was just, I was like, and it was diverse, and it was super nice, and it wasn't the same people posting over and over and over again. It was somebody from New York Life posting about somebody from an insurance company. It was somebody asking for an electrician, and then Zach got recommended, and then another company got recommended, and then, like I said, just the support of bringing Bad Radio to this to WFLA was a big one too.
Huge.
So that, like I said, that's my feel good thing. So we're going to talk to you guys again now. So, hello.
Hello.
All right. So we talked about some events, and we talked about, like I said, getting the kids to come out. What are some of the things that are some on long-term goals for the?
Yes, so we're always working on long-term vision. There's
Yeah.
several exciting things happening in Central Florida and Orange County. They're doing like an art survey and really trying to plan the future for the next 10 years through the responses and the needs that they find through this survey. So that's very exciting, and hopefully we'll see a lot of new things come out of that. Fringe has a space downtown right now, so that's somewhat new, in the old Mad Cow building on Church Street. And they're going to be programming it. They'll be incubating new arts, like theatrical performances and groups that may not have a space to practice and to have their performances. So that is exciting. We are working on a courtyard project that we started pre-pandemic, but it got shut down for a number of reasons. Mainly the funding was pulled because the thought was we need to make sure that organizations could sustain themselves and put facility projects on the side.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So we're working with different partners to bring this courtyard to life between our building and the Harp and Celt building. So that will be a place that people can kind of have as an extension of the gallery space for performances and activities. And we're using some bricks from the old Church Street Ballroom that's coming down, and then also some of the steel to do gates and just make it a really nice space for the community to utilize. So that will be in the next 2 years.
Okay.
And there are other projects going on. There's a space that's popping up on the corner of Robinson and Orange, like a little art space with what do you call the little box cars? The train cars.
The ones that are on the tracks right there at Church Street, right?
No. But further down, there's going to be a space in Paramore, and then a space on Robinson and Orange Avenue.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, how can we partner with you? This is our show, so we can do whatever we want.
I would love that. I think we need to maybe brainstorm a little bit about partnering. We work with Main Street program in downtown, so you've probably heard of Mills District and Milk District. We have one in downtown called the City District.
Okay.
And we're working with them on third Thursdays. People can buy a wristband to support their group and get a couple of discounts and free drinks at different spaces. So it's a bar crawl simultaneously with the art. And then the History Center is down the road from us. So we really want to create more density and bring more people together to experience the various venues in downtown.
That sounds like so much
Thursday
fun.
and different times as well.
Yeah. Well, count us in. I mean, like I said, we have listeners. We have a radio show, so I'm happy to get involved in however we can, whatever we can do to help. Especially like what we have is we have the ears. So what we can do is get the word out for whatever it is that you guys need. And I mean, if it's attendance, let me know. Be like, Ange, we need more people to know about this, and then I can go to work on that.
That'd be great.
If it's sponsors, I can help with that as well. I mean, I think that there's a lot of different ways that we can partner, but I'm on board with helping it grow. I think it's a really cool opportunity. makes us look good too, if you know what I'm saying.
We also have a program called Orlando Story Club. So that's done quarterly. Sometimes it's every other month. But you can find more information on our website on that. It has its own social media as well, where individuals can come out and tell a story that's 5 minutes long. And it's really fun. So you're hearing people's personal stories. So some of it's serious, some of it's funny. But it really brings people together in that form of, telling your stories. And I love that one of the callers that you had on was talking about one of his super talents being storytelling.
Yes.
That's what I thought about.
Yeah. Well, when Alvin does his posts, it is like a story. And I mean, it's almost like he'll write something and then he'll leave like a little cliffhanger. And so it promotes you to follow through and read all of that. And I find it pretty fascinating. And lots of times he'll include promoting the show or something that he heard on the show or something like that. And so that always makes me really happy too, because like I said, whenever I hear somebody's like listening to the show, I'm like, yes, that's two people. No, I'm just kidding.
So the stories are more like about like things that people experience. They're not, because at first I thought you meant like an author is writing a book and they're going to tell me a bedtime story.
No. I mean, there is that as well, but we actually produced this through Rob Cowie, who is one of the producers of Blair Witch Project. He moved to California, and when he was in California, he went to an event called The Moth, and they tell stories, but I think they're a little more competitive on their storytelling.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he wanted to bring something like that to Orlando, and we partner with other organizations to sometimes give the door money to that organization.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we're going to break again, but you're not going anywhere. But we're going to take a little bit of a break now, and when we get back, I think that we're going to talk a little bit more about some headpieces and some henna. So stay tuned, and you know what time? It's potty break time. So let's take care of that.
Party break?
Great. It's an all P. That's great. Bad Radio with your host, Angela Samaritos. I can't do it. That was
Angela
terrible.
Doritos.
No, it's not that. It's that you said you were going to take a potty break, and now I'm just giggling
Girl.
away. I'm going to edit this in a second.
I do have a potty, though.
Okay, you can. Angela, I'll let you go by yourself. You're listening to Bad Radio with your host, Angela Smarito, co-host Melissa Jacob, and special guests this week, Barbara Hartley and Ashleigh Mausser. I can't do it. I can't do it. That was
Angela
terrible.
Doritos.
No, it.
iHeart. I'd still call them Clear Channel.
So do I.
She's going to know more than me, but I know that they stream it on iHeartRadio, right?
Is it like a revenue split, or how's that
She's
work?
going to be able to answer your question.
Because
I
you're
have no
friends.
idea.
It's because
I
you're
just sit here and
friends.
talk.
What are we doing? What's the question?
I was asking how it works, how the collaboration works with iHeart and Bad Radio.
Oh, it's what we call a brokerage show. They pay for the time, and whatever's within that time, within reason, is all there's to do.
Sweet.
But it does play back on the stream, if you were asking that. Yes, it plays on iHeartRadio on our page, WFLA Orlando. So yeah, you can pull it up on Sunday on your phone or your TV.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that one is done.
Did you guys plan the plaid?
No, we did not.
How'd that? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't get the memo. She told me she was wearing black, so I had to contrast.
Yeah. It's good, you guys.
Did you bring a fascinator? Fascinator? Should we put them on?
Fascinators.
Do you actually see them?
For those of you listening to us on social media and watching the video, yes, we're on a quick break here.
She was wearing them.
Oh, cute.
Maybe I'll pause it. Start